As you see, we were given an opportunity that before wasn't very accessible to a lot of people. Not anyone before could go to college. First question we want to ask ourselves, we're here, so what can we do? Okay, number two, what can I change? What can I change about the way I think? What could I change about the way I express myself? And the last question, who's my dream team?
So everyone here is taking a social studies class of some sort, right? And we've all like been familiar with the way history is framed. Like us just like being like brown folks or like people of color, like students of color. You have lived your lives and stuff and you know like what's real and what's happening. So when you open up those textbooks, it's very like it's very obvious to you like okay, well I've heard actually like something like it didn't go this way actually. And that's because like the people that have written our history are the people that had the power and tools to do that. So it's always the people that were conquering, the people that were like taking over lands that actually had the resources to like to write down the history
and to spread it.
Yeah. So basically, what ethnic studies is it builds like a counter narrative, and it works like in a lot of like different ways. There's a lot of power within you all to like create a counter narrative. So basically, it's like the narrative that you're being given to you is in your social studies and your different textbooks of stuff. And like we've all read it, and like the ethnic studies creates like this other like counter narrative.
96% Latino, Latina, and it's very much like we don't know our cultura, we don't know our history. Even though like Cesar Chavez was shot at in our parks, we don't know these things. We don't know these things. So I wanted to get ethnic studies into my high school as a requirement, and along with Johnny Gonzalez and other people. I helped start my mecha at my school and we started campaigning for ethnic studies because we thought it was a really crazy thing that our school's district in Coachella is literally the worst school district in the country, with 70% right now of our community is failing. It's not right when nobody can make it out of Coachella. And it's insane. So we want change in our communities. So we were working with different ways of implementing that change through restorative justice and policing and other different things. But basically the one outcome that our mecha kind of did was we got ethnic studies as a requirement for K through 12. Basically in high school you have to take it. So now Jackie Aguilar is teaching it at Bobby Duke, and she's doing a great job. So we have like these, us as students, like 1 year, we took 1 year, we stood up against like people being okay with us just failing. We were not okay with our peers, everyone failing. So we stood up and we said, hey, this is increasing retention rates and increasing graduation rates. We want this for our students. And we went to town halls, we talked to mayors, people, we did everything we could. And then like I left and I was so sad. I came to college, it was done. So I was like, well, mecha's over, I'm in college, I have to focus on me. But then the people still in Coachella who were inspired by what our mecha did at DM and other community spaces worked together, and they got ethnic studies passed 7-0 vote. And now everyone has the opportunity to take these classes.
You would take it?
Yeah.
Like whoever wants to share, well, how do you think you would feel if you had one of these classes? Do you think you would feel more generally like more enthusiastic about learning? Like who wants to share?
If it was offered in our school, I would of course take it. I would want to know the background of like where my ancestors have came from. Some of my family members were some of the ones who founded Texas, so I would want to know more about how they got there and how our culture began.
Well, like me personally, it would open my mind to like not just believe what people think of us, like just from skin color. It'll make us see that we're more than what we think we are.
I didn't get to enjoy those classes. I didn't get to for be in an ethics studies class in Coachella, but like the people who come after me, our community, this is gonna be good for us, like for our gente. We already are in a higher institution. We are here and we're making it, right? We got retention rates and stuff. It's cool. So what I want to do is I want to outreach with our communities and see if like there is this need for ethnic studies first, and I do think there is this need. So I want to talk to the students. I want to get involved in our in Riverside community and see like is there interest in it, and then if there is, I want to be able to help them and guide them along, because I've already been through that process of getting ethnic studies passed, and I want to see like ethnic studies now for like our like Latina, Chicano like students, because identity is such a big issue to us, and like if they can see and they get empowered and they know who they are, I feel like they'll come to like higher education more, and I think that's really important.
Very valid, and it's always wanted, and it's always necessary, and it's always like very relevant. Like don't ever feel disempowering to like, oh, what I have to say is gonna be kind of cheesy, like, or like it's like not like no, like someone's gonna like think it's weird or like dumb. Like no, like don't ever think that about yourselves. Like always like feel very confident in what's inside of you. Like if you feel like something compelling you to like say it, then say it. If there's some things that we want you to take away, it's kind of like we want you to feel being empowered and knowing that like although there's the system may be in place against you, it's like not like a way for you to lose hope and stuff. It's just like hold each other accountable and like create community and try to like rise together.
I want to go back to Coachella because no one else is going to go back to Coachella, fix Coachella. I have to go. I have to be there for my community, and I have to go and just teach them like what I've learned and like how I want to see them get ahead and succeed, because they are me, because they are like I was in that same situation where I didn't think I'd go to college, and I want to be that transformative change for someone else who was like me.
We can like test it out in the
What are we doing in our community? What are we doing in our schools, at home, to change ourselves for the better, to change our family for the better? And at the end of the day, what do we want to do? Change yourself, change your family, change your community. We're at a university where before we couldn't be here. When I say we couldn't be here, is that only certain groups of people were able to go to school. And so now we have this opportunity. Everyone could go to school. What's your reason? What's your ganas? What's it gonna be?
Talk is something that was developed during the labor rights movement, like Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, the Filipinos, and the main story that I've heard behind this, there's a lot, is that the Filipinos speak Tagalog, and the Mexicans, Chicanos, they speak Spanish. So they couldn't communicate with each other. So to show that they stood in solidarity with each other against the farm whatever. Yeah, like against like the people who were making war. To show that they were against like all that stuff, and like when they do the sit-ins and everything, they would clap together, and they would clap like a heartbeat. And our heartbeat's supposed to represent that we're all in this together, and that we are not gonna like stop.
Yeah, so it starts off like slow and then it gets faster and faster and faster.
And you're supposed to make a lot of noise when you're doing it too, just to show that we are here and we are being heard and we have a voice. Remember, like, this isn't a conversation that ends here. This is a conversation that goes out into the real world. Like, whether it be like through Twitter or Facebook, this is something that's really happening, and you guys can get involved a lot of different ways.